Aries, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is your collective bonus reading. Well done on getting the bonus reading this week. It's nice to be doing something that's a little bit different. So I'm going to do you a past, present, and future spread. I do apologise for that pause that I just had. I just realised that one of my little stone animals has disappeared. My son likes to play with them. I say stone, they're crystals. Stones, whatever you want to call them. People call them different things. I suppose it depends on what it is, I suppose. I don't really know. I interchange it, makes it up a bit, keeps it interesting. Right, let's get into this. I would say check your other placements if you don't find any messages. But, you're the only ones getting a bonus reading, so apologies if it doesn't resonate for you. There are other bonus readings out there. There's a couple for Gemini and there's some for Taurus. They have managed to get them in the past. So check out those if you've got any of those placements, if nothing resonates. But yeah, please only take what resonates and don't force it to fit. Right, can we get three more cards, please, Spirit? For Aries, for their past, present, and future. Okay, immediately on the bottom of the deck, I can see a Three of Swords, and that's standing out. Now, I've not been picking up on the bottom of the decks, so the spot that there's a Three of Swords, it does suggest that you've been going through a period of heartbreak, and if you haven't, there might be something coming up at some point. I don't know where it fits in, and that's why I don't normally pick the bottom energies, I'll be honest. So, in the distant past, I've got a hangman here. So, potentially you were feeling very stuck on something, not necessarily seeing something from different points of view. It feels like you may have been betrayed as well there. And sometimes a hangman, when he's been betrayed, he very much sits and ruminates on things, only wants to see it from one perspective, and that's it. So it does feel like something's happened where you, weirdly enough, on the split, look, there's another hangman. It feels to me very much like you may have got yourself into a situation in the distant past where you might have needed to look from a different perspective, but you just found it really hard and it kept you really stuck. Let's get you some clarity on this. Hmm. So you've got a Queen of Swords in the reverse as the first card that's come out. It does suggest to me that you may have been manipulated a little bit, or there was somebody in the distant past that was very manipulative, and they could very much have been doing a bit of lying to you. They could have been really critical, very much somebody that was rude. And yeah, it doesn't feel like they were very nice at all. It feels like they were very harsh with what they used to say. Now, from what I can see, it's potentially that they've decided that they wanted to move into a new direction. I've got an Ace of Wands here suggesting that maybe they wanted out. Potentially, if this was a partnership, it could be that they felt like you needed to, get a new passion or a new drive. Um, it does feel more like it's something to do with them. I feel like they necessarily weren't very passionate towards yourself and they may have decided to go elsewhere. It does feel to me like they may have left. Um, I've got the devil in reverse here suggesting that they released you. Or well, at least you were released. You gained some freedom here. Very much coming out of toxic behaviors, which to me feels very much like what this is. Now, it could have even been you walked away from this particular person because you actually found something that you were passionate towards and you were fed up of them poo-pooing all over your parade. Um, but yeah, whatever it is, it feels like you gained some freedom here. You managed to get out of whatever this toxic environment was. But it looks as though you may have then become a bit of a hermit. You may have then gone into yourself. Potentially, this is where this hangman has come in as well, because you've been looking at things, trying to work out what's gone wrong. You may have been analysing things quite a lot, but it suggests that you were struggling to look at things from a different perspective. Now, the hermit is very much all about searching for the truth, doing lots of inner, looking for that inner guidance, doing lots of thinking and feeling, and a lot of the time isolating themselves as well. It does feel like that is what you may have done. Potentially, this person has caused you some serious pain and trauma that you have had to heal from. And it looks as though it took you some time and a lot of self reflection on dealing with that. Now, in the recent past, I've got a Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So it does suggest that if you were feeling abandoned and like you'd got no one around you, you'd got no support, that actually you've found some support now. You realised that things are actually starting to look up. If you had financial issues, they are now on the up as well. It does suggest that they started to improve in the recent past. Let's get you some clarity on that Five of Pentacles. I feel like you may have started talking to other people too, and that you realise that actually there's people out there that may have gone through something similar and there's support out there for you. You may have had a bit of conflict, or it could be that you're talking to somebody about some conflict or whatever's gone on in the past. Um, Very much kind of talking about the abuse that you may have gone through. I've got this Page of Swords here. He's very much somebody that wants to go and talk about everything that's happened. So it could be that you started opening up recently about what has happened previously. I've definitely got some communication, and it was very swift communication, and it looks like you're taking action on improving certain things as well. Um, there's a lot of movement with this Eight of Wands. Now, it could be that you're starting to talk to somebody. It could even be that somebody has come along with an apology for some conflict in the past and they've moved towards you relatively quickly. It does suggest to me that this apology could have been about, about a falling out. It could very well be that you may have put this person out as a result of this. It could be very much that you're finding out about dishonesty, and it's led to a very big falling out here. I do feel more that it's about you learning some truths that may have caused some conflict. Or it might have helped you come out of conflict. It might have just given you that reassurance of you weren't imagining things. It does feel very much like it's communication that was needed. Um, And that Page of Swords, he does tell a lot of truths. I mean, a lot of the time he's very somebody that's very secretive and keeps to himself and hides and you know, but when he's in the reverse, he does like to jump in and come towards things. So it does suggest to me that there are definitely a few things that you've been learning about, and it is to do with somebody that you may have had a falling out with in the past, somebody that you were in conflict with. Now, in the current day, I've got a temperance, so you are very balanced. You feel quite healed, actually. It does feel like you've got a lot of faith in yourself as well, which is beautiful. And you're in a good place at the minute with that temperance there. You feel like everything is right with the universe. It feels to me like you are at peace with everything that's happened, and that you feel like you know that it was the right thing to happen at the time. Let's get some clarity on this Temperance. Oh, beautiful. So you may have even met somebody else. Now, I've got that Five of Pentacles has popped out again. So it does suggest that this help that you've met or found, the support, it is continuing. You're still getting it. You're still getting that positive change. You're still potentially in some sort of recovery over what's going on or what has happened. I am seeing that somebody has come or is coming towards you. You may have a bit of a crush on somebody. Somebody may have expressed some feelings towards you. It could just be that you're a bit flirty with somebody at the moment. It does feel relatively happy, relatively positive. Yeah, it's good. It is very good. We've got an Ace of Pentacles here saying, suggesting that you've got a new start or you potentially have just started something. It's telling me that money is doing really good for you or you're about to receive some money. Yeah, it could be in the form of a job. It could be in the form of a new partnership. Whatever it is, it's going to help you feel a lot more stable. And I've got this Five of Wands. So whatever conflict you were in previously, you're giving up on it. You're coming out of it. You're very much realizing it's not worth your time. It's not worth your energy. You are very much just going to be suppressing your emotions from it because it's not worth thinking about. It's done. It's in the past. As long as you're learning from your lessons and you're moving forward, which it looks to me like you are, you're not going to let it bother you anymore. In the near future, I've got a Six of Swords. So you are very much moving towards something a lot calmer. You're coming out of all conflict, which you can tell that's what you're currently doing, and you're going to be moving to something calmer. Now, it does suggest you could very well be moving, as in moving locations. Could possibly be going on a bit of a boat trip. But it does feel to me like you might be moving on towards something new, possibly whoever this Page of Cups is. What's this Six of Swords, please, Spirit? Oh, look. Another lovely Six of Swords has come out to clarify the Six of Swords. So, yeah, definitely moving forward from some traumatic event, knowing that better days are coming. And it's still talking about that relief is still ongoing as well. So, yeah, it's definitely looking significantly better. Now, one thing, or from what I can see, somebody might not be like, or might not like you moving forward. I've got this Knight of Swords here who is potentially a little bit aggressive. Um, Very impatient as well. It does look as though they might try and come and to stir a bit of trouble, and it's possibly that they're trying to throw you out of balance. It does feel to me like they are trying to cause a bit of discord, and the reason for that is they feel that they're being hard done to. They feel like there's been unfairness in whatever has happened. Maybe they feel that you shouldn't be moving forward into something calmer without them potentially. It does feel over here like somebody was very emotionally manipulative at the start, and I feel like they're still potentially trying to control certain things. And it could be that if you've been talking about what happened, obviously a lot of people that have done certain things don't necessarily like to be called out on it. So it could very well be that with the support that you've been getting, if it's not professional support where they have to keep their mouth shut, if it's other people, it could be starting to get out to certain people, and that could be very much why they are feeling that, feeling a bit aggressive, feeling like they've been bullied potentially, so they could be possibly coming to take it out on you because at the end of the day, they don't want to take accountability for what they've done and they are feeling like you placing the blame on them is very unfair, even if whatever happened was their fault. If they chose to move in a new direction, if they chose somebody else over you, whatever they did, if they lacked integrity and if they lied, whatever it was, whatever their betrayal was to you, they're not taking accountability for it. It feels very much like they're trying to pin the blame and play the blame game. Now, in the distant future, we do have the Seven of Wands. So it is telling me that you are going to have to be doing a bit of standing up for yourself. If you do have family members too, it does feel like you may be having to stand up for them as well. Let's get clarity on that Seven of Wands. Oh, shocker. On the split, look, there's another Seven of Wands. I can't make this up. But yeah, it does feel like in the distant future, you are going to have to do battle with someone. Or at least it feels like you're going to be doing battle. It could be that you're in a state of anxiety because of this particular person, thinking that they could here at any point. And I've got a feeling it's because you are in harmony with somebody new, potentially. We've got that Two of Cups suggesting that you are going to be happy in a relationship. Um, yeah, I've got a Page of Pentacles here. Potentially, it could be a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, something that's very innocent that is just started. You could even be offered a new job at this point as well. And it feels like you might have to stand your ground for certain things. There's definitely somebody that is jealous coming forward. Um, Somebody that feels like they've lost out. Maybe that they've lost a bit of their home life. Maybe they had big plans of, what your future with them would look like, and it does feel like they are feeling very jealous about it. Um, you are in a little bit of a cycle here about something, and that could be why you're feeling very defensive. Now, it might not be a cycle that you can control because we have got the divine timing here with this Wheel of Fortune. It does feel like it might be a cycle to do with your person because of their potential, or I say your person, with a past person, because here they're obviously getting aggressive and, you know, not particularly happy. Here they're rearing their ugly heads up again, being relatively jealous. So it feels like the cycle might be them keep popping their ugly head up every now and then because they feel jealous of you being with someone else. You're not with them anymore. And it could be the same person that was all the way back over here in the distant past. So whatever it is, it just feel like this has been an on-off relationship that you may have had with someone, or somebody wanted it to be more. They wanted to keep control over you. Um, they wanted you to wait for them potentially as they found other things that they enjoyed. It does feel very much like there was a lot of arguments, potentially a very volatile relationship. But it does feel like you are going to be moving forward with someone new and they are going to be very jealous. So it could be that you might have to, part of what you might be standing up for is your new relationship, because it could be that you're having to defend your new person against an old person, for instance. It could even be that you're having to do a lot of standing up for yourself with a new person because of the old person. Whatever it is, it does look like it's a tiny bit of a cycle. So there is something that you need to do to help push this away and come out of that cycle. Spirit, what is it that Aries needs to do to help break this cycle? I like how the Seven of Wands came out on the split again there. Stand up for yourself. Clearly is what you need to do at the end of this to end this cycle. Yeah, to me it looks very much like you might have to be a little bit harsh and a little bit mean um towards them. It feels like you may have to stand your ground, and even if it feels a little bit wrong, you need to aggressively stand up for yourself. And I don't mean as in be violent, aggressive. I mean as in, sticking to your boundaries, making sure that they are very obvious. When I say aggressive, I'm thinking more of if you have to keep repeating it over and over and over and over, aggressively going, no, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not. Whatever it is, you know, it does suggest that you're going to have to repeat yourself, potentially be a little bit mean with things as well. I am finding that you might have to do a little bit of healing, but you have pretty much healed from a lot of this already. So it is very much all about the communicating on this, and I feel like it's very much communicating that potentially that the person that keeps coming towards you needs to go and heal. It could even be that they need to, how do I put it? You might have to look at, I want to say getting them committed. I don't know what you'd be getting them committed for, but it does suggest, I mean, the Four of Swords could very much be somebody taking some time out and some isolating. It might, depending on what they're doing, you know, you might even have to report them and get some distance put between you, or, restraining orders, whatever it is, and potentially move away very quickly. That Eight of Wands is very much moving quickly. I don't feel like you shouldn't have to pick up your life then and move just because of somebody else, I'll be honest. But I do feel like it could very much be that they need to take some time out and do some isolation. So it could be that certain things, depending on what their behavior is, you might have to report them, and potentially they might have to take some time out, possibly sit in the naughty corner. Um, yeah, I'm definitely feeling like you do have to do a lot of standing up for yourself though, and be aggressive towards them, and stick with your healing. Don't let those boundaries that you've got, don't let that healing go to waste that you've done. Right, let's get you some moonology cards to see if we can give you some timelines on this near future and distant future. Just chucking out half of the deck. We'll take them all. Why not? So I've got you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Take time to breathe out. Dis- disseminating moon. It is time to take action. New moon in Aries. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. And a fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. So shockingly, you've got lots of Aries, which is you. Um, yeah. So interestingly, it could be around your birthday. But yeah, it could be any of those particular times. Full moon in Aries, full moon in Cancer, full moon in Virgo. Lots of full moons. New moon in Aries and disseminating moon. I'm assuming that that's every month. So, you know, maybe they're appearing every month and it's like a repeat cycle. Well, I hope you enjoyed your bonus reading today, Aries. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anyone else that needs to hear it. If you want to get your bonus reading next week, or just make sure that I say make sure, continue watching the videos every week, whichever star sign has watched the most videos will be getting a bonus. Now, you were very lucky because yours was one of the last videos put up last week and you still managed to get it. So, thank you very much for all of your support. If you do want to hear more from me and you haven't subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscription button. It will help. And if you press the notification button, it will let you know when I do post new content. To those of you that have subscribed already, thank you very much. All of your subscriptions are very much appreciated. It helps the channel grow and it helps to pass those messages on. I'm very, very appreciative of that. Thank you very much for joining me, Aries.